We've had a teacher session today. There's a lot of the program, the majority of it is for young people, and yet we felt that teachers have so much experience working with young people and have a lot to share and a lot of expertise or experience around what young people are facing and their challenges. So what are some of the things that you're seeing day to day?
Day to day, I think we're seeing kids who are just not sure who to talk to about some of the issues that they're facing, and perhaps not feeling comfortable in the environments that they're in, perhaps feeling that they're judged. So it's that support in a comfortable environment that they're seeking.
And I'd probably their identification with how do they identify as a sexual being in comparison to what they're seeing in media. And I think they're often making those comparisons between themselves and what they're seeing, whether it be in pornography that they're viewing or in the social media of any sort, and the pressures they feel to actually conform to certain body types and body images and to certain practices within their sexual life as well, I think.
So there are lots of messages and pictures around sex, and would you say that online and porn is really the main source for young people presently?
One of the sources, yes, but it's not just the pornography that I think is influencing them. I think it's a lot of the mainstream media stuff as well that you also see, and the pressures and the topics that they're discussing within the mainstream media. You know, how many times you can orgasm, whether you have a clitoral orgasm or a deep orgasm, whether you ejaculate, whether you do this, and just the pressures. Our kids sort of see that, read that stuff, are privy to it all, and start to make those comparisons between, well, if I'm not doing that, am I normal? And not always sure about how to identify as a normal sexual being, I think, is one of their issues.
That's exactly what they've shared in the youth forums across the conference, those kind of pressures around the pictures and expectations. So that's really in line with what the young people are saying. As a teacher, I mean, our phrase here at PASH really is that sexual health for young people is a community issue. As a teacher, what do you feel is needed broadly in the community to support young people?
I would like to see this PASH conference as one open up to not just year 9 and 10 students we've currently got here now, but to perhaps maybe start an initial one with year 7, 8 students and their parents. Bring parents along and let them know that the whole issue of sexual health and sexual identity and positive sexual identity is not just a school's concern, and it's not something that can be passed off or palmed off onto the schools and go, let them teach it in PD, health, PE, they'll deal with that. But parents need to step up and take a bit of responsibility, and the rest of society needs to step up and take a bit of responsibility. And I think a parent conference to let them know how to talk to their kids about it and what to talk to their kids about would be an ideal way to start.
Yeah, I think parents, again, in a comfortable environment would really appreciate the education themselves, because they perhaps need to learn about some of the issues facing young people, including maybe their own kids. So I think if it's opened up in a forum where we can share the responsibility, teachers, parents, helping educate with the support of community groups, I think, we'll be in a better position for these kids to be in a better place, and which affects their whole wellbeing.
And I think a lot of parents either want to not know about their kids' sexual activities, like kids don't want to know about their parents' sexual activities. Parents take a bit of a naive course. It's like, what I don't know won't hurt me. I don't want to know about this. I'll speak to my kids if they ask me specific questions, but I'm not going to broach the topic. The schools can do that. Let them deal with sex education as such. And I don't think they can continue palming it off, because sexual identity and sexual health is not the same as what it was taught when I was at school, which was what is menstruation, what is ejaculation, what is pregnancy. These days, it's all the other issues as well. It's sexual health, it's identification with your sexual identity, whether it be gay, lesbian, transgender, bisexual, intersex, or whatever. That the kids can actually find out ways to actually get information regarding those identities if they do, and for parents to be able to discuss openly and honestly with them those issues as well.
Another theme of the 2 days has been very much that adults need support around sex, sexual health and sexuality, so. and you mentioned that in terms of the education they may have got as a young person. What, if anything, did you learn today? I know you participated in the Hot Topics and a couple of other programs. Was there anything that was new for you?
Yeah, I've actually taught sexual health and sexual identity in PD, health, PE from primary schools through to high schools as well. And yes, I've learned about a few new contraceptive devices that I wasn't aware of before, I have to admit that. apart from that, I have to admit I'm pretty well read up on a lot of the other stuff as well. I sort of try to keep as much abreast of the information as I can. But yeah, there's been a few things that I've learned, and mainly what the issues for young kids or for adolescents today is. I had a preconceived notion of what I thought the issues were, but today some of those have been confirmed, some of those have been rejected, and I'm actually realising there are other issues that kids these days are dealing with that I wasn't aware of.
So to support teachers, we did discuss, resources and further information and knowledge. Is it useful for teachers to come together and actually share their own resources and support each other?
Absolutely. I think having the teacher session today was of great value because we're all from different contexts, and it's that sharing of best practice. And if we can take the load off each other and share in some writing of resources that might help in the classroom, I think that would be fantastic.
And possibly get some support working with health or community services.
Absolutely, always, because we're not there at the forefront as a lot of our partners, your partners here are today. They're the ones that the go-to people, the support services, or we can bring them into the schools to talk to the students, and that's often a good thing too, that they're not listening to the teacher all the time, that they're getting these experts coming in.
And none of us are experts in any one field. I think that there are English teacher forums, there are geography teacher forums, there are maths teacher forums, where there are online possibilities to share information. There are regular in-service opportunities where those teachers can share information too. And I think this is as crucial, if not more important, than some of the other subject areas. This is real life situations that we're dealing with here. This is stuff that these kids will be taking out of school with them. And this sort of knowledge it's not like some of the other incidental stuff that they learn. This is stuff that they'll be taking through with them for the rest of their lives.
Thank you very much. Just the fact that you got so many young people from your school here today just shows your deep care, and we look forward to learning more.
So
Thank you.